Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Liz. Thank you for stopping by. I have another unboxing for you guys. This one's really interesting. It is Seasons of the Witch Samhain Oracle by Lorraine Anderson and Juliet Diaz. The illustrations are by Giada Rose. A friend of mine got their Yule Oracle. I was intrigued by it. I actually got that deck as well. And then I noticed they had this deck, and I'm like, all right, that looks like a really cool deck, you know, for Samhain, Halloween. And they also have a Beltane one coming out. I'm going to guess in March, maybe April. Could be wrong. They're available on Amazon. Excuse me, I just need a drink. I am getting tired, so I'm having some tea. They're available on Amazon. I probably paid like $19, $18, something like that. Looks like a really cool deck, so I'm looking forward to opening it up and sharing the cards with you. And I will read the back. I tried to read it with the thing on, but it was really hard. It's really hard to see because it's white lettering on a black case, and it's very thin white lettering. Like whoever proofread this either has really good eyes or just wasn't paying too much attention there. I hope the book is better and easier to read. So, harness the intuition power of the year's most magical night. Samhain is one of the most potent and magical nights of the year for performing divination, ritual, and spells. Now you can experience the magic and electric energies of the sacred night all year long with Seasons of the Witch Samhain Oracle. This beautifully designed and illustrated book and 44-card deck set will connect you to the spirit realm to bring healing, understanding, protection, and guidance. Original poetry from Juliet Diaz works as invocations for magic and ritual, while intuitive guidance from Lorraine Anderson will take you through your personal readings. Finally, the beautiful artwork of Giada Rose will transport you to new worlds, unlock the secret insights with spells and recipes to make the most of Samhain energy. And it's put out by Rockpool. It looks really cool. I'm hoping it's gilded. I don't know if it is, but I'm hoping. That's kind of cool. Look, it's gilded. Oh my God. It's got a nice book. Oh, the book is in black, in color. Look at that. I mean, the colors are very muted because it is, you know, a Samhain Oracle. And it's got a bunch of spreads. Look at that. Wow, okay. It's got quite a few spreads. Oh, this is nice. Oh, I love it already. I love it already. At least so far anyway. Look at this. Now, I can tell the cards are very thin, okay? Now, that doesn't necessarily mean much because you can have thin cards that are very strong, depending what they're coated with. Ooh, I could download the Oracle here. How does that work? Download your free Rockpool Oracle reading cards app available now. Cool. I may actually do that. Oh my gosh, look at the back. These are cool. The only thing about gilded decks, and you all know I love gilded decks, is you can, like, I don't know if you can see it right there. They're going to get a little torn up on the sides if you're really hard with them, you know, because they are gilded decks. So they're kind of sticking together as it is. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of them, a little bit of the gilding came off on my hands. Okay, so they are numbered. So that's kind of good. Yeah, and I don't know if you can hear it. It gives you that I actually love that. And they almost look like they're black and white. And some of the images really are kind of black and white. I love this red gilding. Oh my goodness. Ooh, I'm so excited. All right, let's see. Now, of course, because they are gilded and they are stuck together, it's going to be kind of a hassle to get them off. But that's why I'm trying to, like, bend them a little bit. I mean, they're thin. You know, they are thin, but they're not terrible. It really just depends on what they're coated with, from what I can see. You know, and I'm, like I said, I'm careful with my cards, you know, as you guys know. So, all right, let me just bend these a little bit more so they're just easier. Can you hear that? I love that. I love that. It's one of my favorite sounds. Just so satisfying. Okay. Okay, so that should break them up more. All right. All right, let's start here. And I'll read a couple of them, but I'm not going to read every single one of them. So, All Hallows Eve, call upon the voices that stir your senses through the night. Cast an unforgiving howl as you stomp your might through the ground. All Hallows Eve, altar. A sacred devotion, a worship, skin deep rising from the ash, the waters you keep. That honestly didn't even make much sense to me, but I'm sure if I read it, it will. Okay, 3. Ancestors. Can you see that there's a person here? They hiss, a quivering so deep, only roots of your soul can lift the nakedness hidden within the vows made in silence, an ancient chill walking upon the spine. Apples. To taste one, one must swallow it whole, and beneath the satin flame hides drowning waters. So this is kind of a darker deck from what I can see, which I'm not surprised since it is a Samhain deck. Okay, Banshee. Heed my warning, dear child, for what I hold is far from unsung lullabies. Swallow a nail and you can expect bleeding from within. You think? That's kind of a creepy picture there, which I'm not surprised since it's a Banshee. Okay. Let's see. That's 5. We'll hold that one back and we'll see what the book has to say. Bat. Invoke thy power and fear, not the hidden. What lurks is coming with undying change. This looks pretty cool. Black cat. There's a curious journey into the depths of the unknown, hidden so deep that only the brave will gracefully return with light in their eyes and shadow leading home. I love black cats. They get such a bad rap, but I love black cats. Most people do now. We're not as superstitious as we used to be, that's for sure. Broom. Okay, I'm not going to read the rest as much, only because it's going to take up a bunch of time, and then I also want to read a little bit from the book. But you guys can pause it for a second if you want to read it. I'll bring it up. So, Candle Magic. Cauldron. Coming of Winter. Let's see, these are stuck. Why are they stuck? You're stuck though. Okay. Coming of Winter. It comes in lullabies deep within your mirrored flesh. Alas, it is time to lay your quivering chest upon the winter's coming. That's kind of cool. Crystals and Herbs. Oh, what medicine, what sacredness to behold. A dash of healing straight from mother's home. Dark Moon. Divination. Elders. Elements. Frog. Let's see. Oh my goodness. They're stuck. Hold on a second. There we go. Graveyard. Greet the darkness. Grief. Haunted. I think my friend might also have this deck. It looks sort of familiar. It looks familiar to me. She might have this deck, and I might have actually seen it at her house. It's a cool looking deck. All right. Healer. Listen to as the medicine bleeds through her teeth, a river of mercy, blessed by mother, soon seen only by those who hold her mirror. It's kind of cryptic, you know. Actually, let's hold that one back too. Intuition. Okay. Second half here. I love the gilding on these. Ah, love it. Love it. I actually have a deck that's got iridescent gilding. I should bring that one out someday. I think it's called the Mystic Monday or something like that. It's not the most interesting deck as far as like pictures or anything. It's very plain, but I love the gilding. Journey. Mischief. Nature spirits. Speaking of mischief, they can cause some serious mischief sometimes. Owl. I don't know if I can get that to, there it is. Potions and spells. Protection. This is my house, stained by the very blood flowing through its walls, covered in a veil of delicious prayer, yet deadly to those who dare lift its hidden. Dare lift its hidden. Should be saying, there should be something else there, I think, but let's see. Pumpkin. Rebirth. This is a cool deck. It's dark. It definitely has a dark, it's got a darker energy to it, that's for sure. There is death in all that awakens, for it isn't blissful nor painless. It's a mighty rising, O flames resurrected. Let's hold that one back too, because that one is interesting. Reflection. Ritual. Rooted. Let's see. Seduction. It's stuck. Hang on. Okay. Seduction. Silence. spider. You know, I think my daughter would love these cards for some reason. I just feel like kind of like right up her alley. Third harvest. Transformation. The underworld. The veil. Voices. Witch. Wolf. Devour the ferocious calling within the howling of your spirit. Run wildly into the freedom of your knowing. Oh, I like that. That's great. Okay. Like I said, it definitely has more of a dark feeling to it. That's kind of like, I mean, you could tell they're a little eerie. I mean, they're supposed to be. They're basically a Halloween deck. Samhain, to me, Samhain and Halloween are synonymous, even though they may not be. I think they are, though. At least in my mind. Anyway, all right, so let's do Banshee. Okay, Banshee number 5. There's an introduction about the cards. Card spread. There's quite a few card spreads, which is nice. I'm going to guess it's like, I'm going to guess about 8, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, so it looks like 12. It's either a 10 or 12. I might have miscounted. All right. Look at the book, though. The book is so cool. It's got this border here, and it's got the cards in color. And it's got, it's like trees. I believe this trees like in gray. I don't know if you can see that. That's really neat. I like this a lot. It's really beautiful. Oh, and like there's reverse meanings as well, which is nice. Okay. Oh, let's see. All right, so Banshee's here, and then it goes, okay, to the next 2 pages. All right. Banshee. On her card, it says, heed my warning, dear child, for what I hold is far from unsing lullabies. Swallow nail, and you expect bleeding from within. Sounds disgusting. Heed my warning. Okay, which is what I just read. Okay. A banshee is a fairy woman from Irish folklore who heralds the death of a family member by wailing, shrieking, or keening. Some believe banshees are the spirits of young women who have been brutally murdered. These spirits become banshees so that they can warn others women when faced with a similar threat. I also thought it was women who died in childbirth, but I could be wrong on that. It is more common to hear that a banshee is a woman who is intensely grieving the passing of a loved one and that she has become eternally lost in sadness. Nevertheless, a banshee's cry is a bad omen, and one should take caution when she appears. In a reading, a banshee's cry also means death, but this death is not physical. It's a symbolic one. You are facing an ending. However, this will not be easy, and you will still mourn the loss. This ending is long overdue, and the powers that can no longer wait for you. This ending is long overdue, and the powers that can no longer wait for you to let go. The choice, that doesn't even make sense. Am I reading it wrong? This ending is long overdue, and the powers that be can no longer wait for you to let go. Now that makes more sense. The choice to end your situation may no longer be your choice. You've rejected change, but you can't avoid it. You're holding on to something that no longer benefits you, perhaps a job that you hate. Oh, I really, this is kind of speaking to me. I don't hate my job. I don't hate it, but I'm ready for something new. A relationship that drains you, a place where you do not feel safe. Know that it is time to let go. It is important to remember that every ending also brings a new beginning. Moving on makes space for new energy to come into our lives. Don't get caught in the mourning process for longer than necessary. It can be easy to mourn the loss, but it prevents you from seeing the doors that open up for you. The Banshee in reversed. Banshee brings the message of wrath when seen in reverse. The powers have brought you this card as a warning. Wrath is a dangerous energy for those who have it. You may think your anger is hurting whoever is directed towards, but anger only poisons the spirit of the one who is feeling it. Holding a grudge is the equivalent of a banshee, someone who so lost in heartache they only speak of more tragedy. You can choose to hold on to anger and be reborn into something sinister, or you can let your anger go and be reborn knowing the powers of pure and unconditional love. Okay, I love that. I think it's very, very well done. I think it's great. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love the write-up on that. Okay. Let's see. Oh, and there is keywords. I'm sorry, I forgot. It's bad omens and wrath. Okay, so it's too bad they don't put the keywords here. It would have made more sense to have the keywords on the cards themselves as well, so you don't have to use the book. Although, I mean, if you see a banshee, you're gonna know, something's up. Okay, 22. Let's see. Healer. Okay, next one. Keywords is guide, facilitator. Listen as the medicine bleeds through her teeth, a river of mercy blessed by mother, seen only by those who hold her mirror. We all come into the human experience with the use of energy and intuition. Among us are those who are called to be healers. They are the wise ones who've made a conscious choice to devote themselves to guiding others on their paths. Healers can be found in all religions and traditions, each with something beautiful and unique to contribute to the collective energy of the world. You may know them as shamans, medicine men and women, priestesses, wise ones, great ones, the list goes on. I would add to that saints. Whereas my tradition being Catholic, I'm no longer Catholic, but there's a lot of saints that had healing capabilities. Excuse me. I just consider them, in the same group. A lot of them were nuns and priests, but there were also a lot of lay people. If you have pulled the gift of healer, know that you are being called to initiate yourself as one of the wise ones. You are meant to be a guide for those who are finding their way, and there are many ways you can do this as a healer for your family and neighborhood, or through building a community on social media offering wisdom. It doesn't matter how you choose to heal. All that matters is that you do. If you have thought about becoming a healer, this card is a resounding yes. Some healing practices are crystal therapists, Reiki practitioner, tarot reader, psychic, doula, death doula, herbalist, and so on. You may have something you've practiced for years, or you may feel called to learn a new skill. Trust your intuition. You can become a facilitator of healing, creating healing tools such as guided meditations, healing jewelry, candles, and even creating your oracle deck can provide others with a path to heal themselves. You create the path for others to walk. You are unique and have something to share with the world. Oh, I love it. Reversed. If you have pulled healer in reverse, it is because you have taken on too much and clearing is in order. It is important to cleanse and clear negative energy, especially when you are healing others. Healers are generally empaths, a person who picks up and holds the energies of those around them. Empaths must take extra precaution to make sure their energy stays clean. Take a few days away from your normal life and spend some time recharging. You cannot heal others if you cannot heal yourself. Very true. Very, very true. All right, so let's do rebirth, which would be death as well. So card 31, which is 13 in reverse, which is death, the death card in tarot. Oh, look at this, spiced pumpkin cake. So there's actually, that must be the pumpkin card. And there is a recipe in here. Well, that's cool. I love making stuff like that. I just can't have any right now because you know what? I need to treat my body better, and eating cake is not a way to treat my body better. So I'm laying off all that stuff for a good while. All right. Rebirth. Keywords: awakening, resurrection. There's death in all that awakens, for it isn't blissful nor painless. It's a mighty rising, O flame resurrected. Rebirth represents an awakening after a difficult period. We all must face our storms, but know the storm will pass. Eventually, you will find clear skies and feel the warm sun on your face. Rebirth is the process of unfolding yourself after a storm. It's when your spirit has a chance to take a deep breath and stretch. It is about rediscovery. All that troubled you has burned away, and now you can face a new life that is waiting to bless you with new adventures and lessons. You have pulled rebirth because you are on the cusp of transformation. You've weathered the storm and you are being given another chance at accomplishing your heart's desires, a blank canvas. What will you create with it? If you have felt withdrawn, hidden, or shut off, now is the time to emerge back into the world. Your healing is done and you must begin the process of starting anew. Don't hide your light. Don't be afraid to let yourself be seen. Your lessons have given you experience that can help you contribute something positive and beautiful to the collective consciousness. Trust that it is all safe and well. Reversed. When rebirth is in reverse, it is a reminder that transformation is neither painless nor easy. One must die before a resurrection can occur. One must leave behind their former self at the sacrifice for something better, more divine. As a sacrifice of something better, more divine. This card reminds you that you have to be willing to change who you are if your goal is to improve the life you have. Challenges are a part of growth and cannot be avoided. It is a necessary transition that serves not only your highest good, but all of the collective. I love it. See right here, you can see the trees much better. I love this. I love it. You know, honestly, I know you guys hear me say I love it, but I really do love the cards. I have so many decks. I do get bogged down with I do have a lot of them, but they are all so special in their own way. They all have something to give. There's only been a couple of decks where I'm just like, eh. There's been one in particular that I just thought I was going to love, didn't like it, and I actually wound up returning it. I won't say what it is, only because working with it, the deck itself was fine. I liked it at first, but then just working with it, it just didn't feel right, and I'm like, no, this deck isn't for me. I wound up returning it. But other than that, there's been a couple of decks where the books leave me, you know, wanting more. They don't have a lot of information. Those tend to be the, I think, the low Scarabeo decks. The decks themselves are gorgeous, but the books, 90% of the time, they're not the best, in my opinion. But I do love most decks. I really, really like this deck. The artwork, to me, it's okay. It's kind of dark. It's not my favorite, but it's definitely a shadow deck, and it has that feel to it. It has the feel of being a shadow deck, and I think when I work with this, it's going to be one of those. I have to work with it with the right people. First of all, I have to work with it myself at the right time and with the right people. This isn't the kind of deck where you would just want to pull out with just anybody, because not everybody's ready for this kind of depth. You know, they're not ready for it. Anyway, I do like it. I think that if you get it, you'll love it. You can get it on Amazon, and I don't know if it is a Rockpool deck. I don't know if they're, honestly, I'm not even sure if Rockpool has a website. Do they even have a website? They might, but I can't read that. Rockpool Publishing, I believe, is what it is. I can't even see it because honestly, the printing on the box is not the greatest. It's kind of hard to read, which doesn't really matter. I don't use the box for anything except storing the cards. All right, everyone. Have a beautiful day wherever you are. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a great day. Enjoy yourselves. And let's all be kind and good to each other. Blessings and thank you.